Chosen one, do not tell them what you are about to do. Do not explain the decision forming inside you. Do not mistake the pressure to speak for permission from God. Something changed when your next move became real. The greater danger is that you may expose what is still too young to survive the weight of other people's fear. In the coming days, one of two things will happen. You will protect this instruction long enough to act on it, or you will release it into a room filled with voices that were never assigned to carry it. One path creates movement. The other returns you to the confusion you have been praying to escape. God is not furious at you. He is furious for you. This is not condemnation. It is protection arriving strongly enough to interrupt you before you repeat the pattern. Before this message ends, you will know the 3 invisible leaks that weaken your decisions. You will learn the exact test that reveals who is safe to speak to. The 3rd leak feels like progress, while it quietly replaces action. Think about the last time a new direction became clear. At first, you felt calm. You could see the first step. Then, the urge to tell someone appeared. You wanted reassurance. You wanted them to confirm that the move was wise and possible. Then, something shifted. One question entered the room. One doubtful expression touched your confidence. One warning, spoken from another person's history, began rewriting your future. You walked away with less energy. What once felt clear started sounding foolish inside your own mind. This does not mean everyone around you is against you. Some people love you deeply, but they can only advise you from the limits of what they have lived, feared, attempted, or survived. This command does not excuse deception. Never hide information from someone who carries real responsibility for the outcome. Sacred silence is not dishonesty. It is the wisdom to stop giving unlimited access to people who carry no responsibility for what their words may damage. One decision keeps returning after you dismiss it. Peace appears before outside opinions arrive. Then, the urge to announce the move grows strongest, just before real action is required. That urge can feel spiritual. It can feel like courage. But sometimes it is only the older version of you asking the crowd for permission before the newer version takes one honest step. My child, protect what I have not yet instructed you to reveal. A seed does not need witnesses. It needs soil, time, and quiet pressure before the first green evidence appears. Your next move needs enough silence, clarity, and completed action to become strong before other voices can reshape it. Right, I protect the instruction. Let that sentence become a boundary. You are not promising to fear people. You are promising to stop offering sacred access to every curious voice. There is a leak many people call honesty or excitement, but when it enters a plan before the first action is complete, it can drain the strength that plan needs to survive. The first leak has a name. It is the approval leak. It begins when a decision is offered to another person before it has gathered enough evidence to stand on its own. Your energy rises. You can almost see the new life forming. Then you tell someone close to you, not because they need the information, but because you want their reaction to make the possibility feel real. They ask one cautious question. Their face changes. Soon you are defending a future that has not even received its first hour of work. By the end of the conversation, your excitement has become exhaustion. Many people call this openness. Sometimes it is a request for approval wearing the clothes of honesty. You are asking another person to decide whether your inner direction deserves to live. This does not make you foolish. It may mean you learned that certainty must come from outside you, so every new direction feels incomplete until another voice blesses it. But their reaction is not neutral. When your plan has no completed action behind it, their fear can enter the empty space where evidence should be. Their doubt becomes your doubt. Their limits begin sounding like facts. Their unfinished story starts editing your unwritten one. Here is the reframe. Losing energy after a conversation does not prove that your plan is wrong. It may only prove that the plan was exposed before it became strong enough to carry opinions. Do not reject wisdom or ignore facts. Know why you are speaking, what the listener can contribute, and whether that person carries responsibility for the result. Coordination gives another person information they need to act. Skilled counsel gives knowledge you do not possess. Approval-seeking asks someone to remove the discomfort of moving before certainty is complete. The solution is simple. Use the 24-hour action rule. When the urge to announce a plan appears, do not fight the feeling. Redirect it. Choose one private action that can be completed within 24 hours. Write the first page. Send the application. Research the cost. Open the document. Make the appointment. Let your body experience movement before your mouth searches for applause. After that action is complete, ask yourself one question. Do I still need to share this, or did I only need proof that I was capable of beginning? This question returns authority to you. It turns emotion into evidence and reveals which conversations were only attempts to borrow confidence. Picture a different morning. You wake with a clear idea. You do not post it. You complete one quiet step, and your confidence comes from something real that no doubtful expression can erase. That is how the quiet builder moves, not through shame or fear. Action speaks first, because completed work has a stability that excitement alone can never provide. If you are still here, something in you has recognized the leak. You are looking beneath the comfort, and you are seeing the cost. Write action before announcement. Make it your rule. No public promise before private evidence. No long explanation before the first honest step. And remember this, even after you stop speaking too soon, another problem can remain. Some voices no longer need to come from the outside, because they have lived inside your mind for so long that they now sound like your own. Stopping the approval leak is only the beginning. A plan can remain unspoken and still be crowded by other people's voices. Silence outside does not create peace when the argument continues inside. Your next move needs a sacred incubator. A seed is not being punished. It is covered because roots must form before the stem can survive pressure and careless hands. Early clarity is delicate. It needs prayer, facts, and one honest action. It may need wise counsel, but it does not need unlimited access from every curious person. Only 3 things should enter this protected space: quiet reflection before God, practical information that improves the decision, and counsel from 1 or 2 mature people with relevant experience who can keep confidence. Keep 3 things outside: the person who only wants details, the person who turns every possibility into debate, and the person who needs you to remain the version that makes them comfortable. This does not make them evil. It means they are not qualified for this stage. Love does not require full access, and closeness does not create expertise. Use the 3-sentence private brief. Write what you believe you need to do. Write the smallest action you can complete next. Then write the practical sign that would tell you to continue, pause, or adjust. Keep those sentences simple. Their purpose is to separate the instruction from the noise and give your next action a clear place to begin. You may protect the forming stage of a decision. You may withhold details from people who want access but offer no wisdom, responsibility, or protection. Write, protected, not hidden. That distinction matters. Hidden means shame controls the silence. Protected means purpose controls access. Hidden keeps you frozen. Protected silence prepares you to move. Now hold something important. There is another side of this problem that many spiritual conversations never address. Sometimes the message is not absent. Sometimes the receiver is exhausted. A neurological discovery connected to Nobel Prize research led a New York neurologist and his team toward an unusual 8-minute method. It was designed to support a more synchronized mental state through a targeted auditory sequence. I will return to what they created later. For now, do not focus on the tool. Focus on the question it raises. What if the opportunity is already close to you, but the part of you designed to recognize it is operating through noise? Protection is not only about what leaves your mouth, it is also about what enters your mind. A sacred plan cannot grow inside a room where every opinion receives equal volume. For the next day, protect one decision. Give it 8 quiet minutes. Read your 3-sentence brief. Remove the phone. Do not ask for reactions. Then complete one action that leaves evidence behind. But understand this warning. Even perfect silence cannot free you when an old voice has already moved inside and learned to sound like your own intuition. That voice is the next thing you must learn to recognize. There is a name for the moment when someone else's fear enters your plan and begins speaking in your voice. It is the borrowed voice. Once you learn to detect it, you may discover that several doubts you called intuition did not begin inside you at all. Imagine someone preparing to apply for a new position. The reasons are clear. The skills are real. The opportunity fits. Then a familiar person says, "People like us do not take risks like that." The sentence follows them home. It enters the next morning. Soon it no longer sounds like something another person said. It sounds personal. It sounds wise. It starts wearing the voice of intuition. But not every thought inside your mind belongs to your deepest knowing. Some thoughts are echoes. They were repeated by parents, partners, teachers, or frightened people until they became difficult to separate from your own judgment. This is the borrowed voice. It does not always sound cruel. Sometimes it sounds careful, mature, and responsible. But its real purpose is to keep your identity inside, the limits another person understands. Do not reject every warning. Fear can contain useful information. Intuition can alert you to danger. Wise counsel can reveal what excitement missed. The goal is not to silence caution. The goal is to discover where each voice began. Use the voice origin test. Ask, when did I first hear this sentence? Ask, does it speak through facts or through shame? Then ask, does it help me see clearly, or does it only make me feel smaller? Borrowed voices often use absolute words. They say always, they say never, they say people like you. They make one past failure sound like a permanent law. Real discernment is different. It can name a risk without destroying your identity. It can ask for evidence without demanding surrender. It can help you adjust the plan while leaving your right to choose intact. Maybe someone warned you because they love you. Their intention may be sincere, but sincere concern is not the same as relevant knowledge, and love does not automatically make someone an authority over your future. Check the warning. Does this person understand the field? Do they carry responsibility for the result? Can they offer evidence or only repeat what frightened them? You are not called to reject wisdom. You are called to stop confusing fear with authority. Picture yourself hearing a doubtful opinion without collapsing. You take the useful fact. You release the shame. You adjust what needs adjustment. And you keep moving because another person's anxiety no longer owns the final vote. This is what maturity looks like. It is not blind confidence. It is the ability to remain present while different voices speak, then choose from truth instead of pressure. Right, I return every borrowed voice. Let the words become a filter. You are not attacking anyone. You are returning each fear to its proper owner. You may think the lesson is simply to stop talking. It is not. Silence alone can become another hiding place. The deeper instruction is to replace every premature announcement with completed action. In a moment, you will see why speaking about a future can feel almost as satisfying as building it. That false reward has delayed more callings than open opposition ever could. The story you heard does not end with fear. It ends with a reward that arrives too early. A person announces the book before writing the first page. They describe the business before speaking to one customer. They share the healing journey before changing one boundary. People respond with excitement. They offer praise. They treat the future identity as if it already exists. They feel successful without carrying the work. This is the premature reward. It feels like progress because attention, connection, and relief arrive at once. But the emotional payment comes before the action that was meant to earn it. Then the private work begins. It is slower. Nobody is watching. The first step feels ordinary compared with the reaction the announcement created. Motivation falls, and the dream suddenly feels empty. This does not mean they are lazy or false. They may have learned to use public excitement as fuel. The problem is that applause burns quickly, while evidence creates steadier confidence. Here is the reframe. The desire to speak is not always a desire to communicate. Sometimes, it is a desire to feel the identity before you have built the habits that can hold it. Use the silent evidence rule. Do not share the milestone you intend to reach. Share it after completion, or share only when another person must help coordinate the next step. When you want to announce that you will write, open the page and write. When you want to announce the business, contact one real customer. When you want to describe your healing, hold one boundary that costs you something. Keep a private record. Write the date. Name the action. Record what changed. Let quiet evidence become the place where your new identity receives its reward. You can celebrate without broadcasting. You can thank God in private and allow gratitude to strengthen the next step. Most people leave when a message stops flattering them. You stayed long enough to see the pattern beneath the pattern. Change begins when comfort no longer controls what you are willing to notice. Write, evidence not applause. Say it slowly, evidence not applause. Your future does not need a louder introduction. It needs a stronger foundation. Silence is not the goal. Completed action is the goal. A quiet person who never moves is still trapped. A quiet builder protects the plan long enough to give it form. Remember the question about the exhausted receiver. Now you understand why the answer could not come earlier. A tool becomes useful only when you can see the exact problem it is meant to address. You have seen the approval leak. You have recognized the borrowed voice. You have exposed the premature reward. Each one steals attention from the place where real change begins. What comes next is not another command to try harder. It is an examination of the receiver itself. Your plan may be protected, your intentions sincere, and your next step may still disappear beneath mental noise. Sometimes the opportunity is present, sometimes the instruction is clear, but the system trying to receive it is exhausted, scattered, and overloaded by more input than it can organize. That is why the next breakthrough matters. You do not only need fewer witnesses, you need enough inner quiet to recognize which signal deserves your next action. The message may be present, the receiver may be overloaded. That distinction can change how you understand the fog around your next move. Not every delay is a curse. Not every confused morning means your faith is weak. Stress, poor sleep, constant alerts, and endless shifts of attention can make clear choices feel distant. Your mind may be processing too many signals at once. Simple decisions feel heavier. Even a familiar opportunity can disappear beneath mental noise. This is the receiver problem. It does not mean something is wrong with your worth. It means the conditions around your attention may no longer support the clarity you need. Begin with the 8-minute receiving window. Choose one period each day. Remove notifications. Close unnecessary screens. Do not ask anyone for advice during those 8 minutes. Sit quietly. Read your 3-sentence private brief. Notice what remains after urgency fades. Then choose one action small enough to complete without another conversation. Silence, prayer, journaling, and rest may help create space. The purpose is not to force a revelation. It is to make room for discernment. There is also an optional auditory tool designed around this goal. It does not replace prayer, medical care, healthy sleep, or the work required to change your life. Now gather what you have learned. The approval leak sends your decision outside too early. The borrowed voice brings another person's fear inside. The premature reward makes talk feel like progress. Together, they form one cycle. You speak too soon, absorb the reaction, lose clarity, then search for more approval because your inner signal feels weaker. The way out is protect before you proclaim. Keep the decision inside the sacred incubator. Complete one private action within 24 hours. Test the origin of each doubtful voice. Then use the three-gate protocol before sharing. Ask whether the listener carries responsibility. Ask whether they can understand. Ask whether they have proven they can protect what you reveal. Finally, create the 8-minute receiving window. Reduce the noise. Return to the facts. Let one completed action answer 10 anxious conversations. This is the why. You are not weak. Your decision has been exposed to too many voices before evidence could protect it. This is the what. Guard the forming stage, test the voices, act privately, and share only through wisdom. This is the WHO. You are becoming the quiet builder. You do not need attention to continue. You do not confuse excitement with progress or silence with fear. Picture the difference. You enter a meeting without rehearsing every judgment. You respond more slowly, and your calm becomes stronger than the pressure around you. The opportunity may not have vanished. The receiver may simply need conditions that allow it to recognize what has been present all along. Remember the neurological discovery mentioned earlier. The next step will explain the 8-minute auditory sequence connected to it. It is not a miracle promise. It is not proof that faith is insufficient. It is an option for the person who understands the receiver problem and wants design support for daily focus. Before that reveal, hold this truth. Your next move does not need more witnesses. It needs silence, clarity, and completed action before other voices can reshape it. Remember the question about the exhausted receiver. You now understand the problem. The message may be present, but the mind trying to receive it can be scattered by noise, stress, and endless reaction. The research story begins with Dr. Roger Sperry and his work on the divided brain. His discoveries helped show that the two hemispheres have specialized roles, while effective performance depends on cooperation across the whole system. He received the Nobel Prize in 1981. That award did not prove the product I am about to describe. It established the broader foundation that inspired the creators to explore how stronger coordination might support attention, creativity, and clearer processing. According to the product presentation, modern life can weaken that coordination. Constant alerts, rushed decisions, and narrow habits of attention may leave people feeling less sharp than they remember being as children. The creators also cite a claim that 98% of young children test at a creative genius level, while fewer than 1 in 1,000 adults maintain it. Treat those figures as part of the product presentation, not as a promise about your result. Now consider 2 reported experiences. A nurse from San Diego had spent years caring for others while feeling that life kept happening to her. She had tried prayer, journaling, and meditation, but still described a heavy distance from the clarity she wanted. After using the auditory sequence, she reported feeling lighter and more able to recognize her next step. That was her experience. It is not a guaranteed result, and it should not be treated as medical evidence. A business owner from Houston described another struggle. He often delayed decisions, overanalyzed simple choices, and lost useful ideas beneath mental fog. After using the sequence, he reported making decisions with greater calm and speed. His business results cannot be credited to one tool alone. His story points toward the same issue. The condition of the receiver matters. The tool is called the Genius Switch. It is presented by Doctor Daniel Barone, a neurologist in New York City. It is a digital audio track built around what the creators call neural sync technology. The stated goal is whole brain activation. In simple terms, the sequence is designed to support greater coordination between the left and right hemispheres. This is not presented as a brainwave track. It is not a gamma track, a binaural recording, or a public frequency file with a similar name. The protocol is simple. Put on headphones, close your eyes, relax. Listen for 8 minutes each day. You do not need to repeat a mantra. You do not need to visualize anything. You do not need to perform a complicated breathing exercise. If you miss a day, continue the next day. You may use it before prayer, meditation, or yoga, but those practices are not required by the protocol. This is not for someone seeking a miracle that replaces action. It is for the quiet builder who is ready to protect the mind, complete real steps, and use a short daily tool as support. Ask yourself 3 questions. Do you know what to do, then lose clarity after too much input? Do you remember feeling more creative when you were younger? Are you willing to combine any tool with honest action? Some people will say they already tried brainwave audio. That concern is fair. The product is positioned differently because the claimed mechanism focuses on hemisphere synchronization rather than a single brainwave category. Others will say, it sounds too good to be true. That concern is also fair. No responsible message should promise instant genius, guaranteed wealth, perfect health, or a supernatural result. The general science and the effectiveness of this specific product are not the same question. Study the information, understand the guarantee, and judge your own experience. The product presentation compares this approach with neurofeedback, which can cost hundreds or thousands of dollars. The page anchors the value near $500. The listed price is $49. The linked offer described in the product file is $39. That price may change. Do not buy because you fear losing a blessing. Decide because the method, terms, and cost make sense for you. The purchase includes lifetime digital access. Delivery is digital, so there is no shipping fee. The page states a 100% money-back guarantee, subject to the terms shown there. 4 bonuses are included. The first is a guided visualization focused on money, love, health, and happiness. The second is a smart grocery shopping guide with food information and shopping shortcuts. The third is a classic manifestation book, more than 100 years old. The fourth is an infographic covering 5 habits connected to an ideal future. These bonuses should not decide the purchase. The central question is whether the 8-minute sequence fits the receiving problem you recognized. The product file states that it is distributed through the official website, not through Amazon, YouTube, or Spotify. Use only the official link in the description or pinned comment. Review the guarantee and current price before deciding. When you are ready to explore the Genius Switch, use official link below. Choose from clarity, not pressure. The quiet builder studies, decides, and then acts. You now have the option, but you do not need to buy anything to practice the central lesson. You can create an 8-minute receiving window with silence, prayer, journaling, or quiet breathing. The Genius Switch is for the person who wants a designed auditory sequence. It does not replace sleep, medical care, honest counsel, or action. Your budget matters. Your health matters. Your right to decide without pressure matters. Return to the question that began this message. Who is safe to hear the plan before it becomes strong? Use the 3-gate protocol. Every person must pass through 3 gates before receiving access to what you are building. The first gate is responsibility. Will this person carry any responsibility for the result? Do they need the information to make a shared decision, or are they only curious? A spouse, business partner, legal advisor, or team member may have a legitimate need to know. A casual friend who wants details may not. The second gate is capacity. Does this person have the maturity, knowledge, or experience to understand what you are sharing? Love is not the same as expertise. Confidence is not the same as wisdom. A strong opinion does not become useful merely because it is delivered with certainty. The third gate is confidentiality. Has this person shown that they can protect sensitive information? Or do private stories become public entertainment whenever they enter the room? If someone passes all three gates, you may share with care. If they pass two, reveal only what is necessary. If they pass one or none, keep the plan inside the sacred incubator. This protocol is not permission to deceive. Do not hide debt, danger, betrayal, or any fact that directly affects another person's life and rights. Do not use the words, "God told me," to escape accountability. Do not reject every difficult question. Some questions are uncomfortable because they expose a weakness your plan must address. Strategic silence has a purpose. It protects action. Harmful secrecy protects shame, avoidance, or wrongdoing. You should also seek immediate support when silence involves violence, self-harm, abuse, or a serious health concern. Protection never requires you to remain alone inside danger. For those who recognized the receiver problem, the official information for the genius switch is below. It is the 8-minute sequence described earlier, with lifetime digital access and the money-back policy stated on its page. It is an option, not an obligation. Decide from the same clarity this message has asked you to protect. Imagine the person who needs to hear this. They are preparing to announce a decision because they want reassurance. They have abandoned plans after one fearful reaction. They do not need another person to command them. They need permission to protect the forming stage without becoming cold, suspicious, or isolated. Share this message with that person. Do not send it as a warning against everyone around them. Send it as a reminder that boundaries and love can exist together. You are not learning to disappear. You are learning to choose access. You are not closing your heart. You are closing the door on voices that have no responsibility for the future they are trying to shape. One final distinction remains. A secret that protects purpose and a secret that imprisons the heart can look similar from the outside. What separates them is what the silence produces. You stayed long enough to hear what many people leave before receiving. This was never only about keeping a secret. It was about becoming someone who can hold an instruction without begging the world to confirm it. A secret that protects purpose has a reason. It creates space for prayer, facts, wise counsel, and completed action. It does not last forever. It prepares the truth to stand. A secret that imprisons the heart works differently. It grows from shame. It hides pain that needs support. It separates you from safe people and leaves you frozen. Do not confuse the two. Sacred silence should make you more honest, more responsible, and more ready to act. If silence makes you fearful, isolated, or unable to seek help, it is no longer protecting your purpose. The deadly secret was never a weapon. It was the next move that needed protection from interference until action made it strong enough to speak for itself. The greatest danger was not always an enemy outside you. It was the older version of you who believed a plan was not real until someone else approved it. That version spoke too early. It borrowed fear. It accepted applause as evidence. Then it wondered why clarity disappeared. But you can end that cycle now. You can hold the instruction. You can test the voices. You can complete the first step before asking the room to believe. Say this with intention. I am the quiet builder. I do not expose what is still taking root. I do not borrow fear and call it wisdom. I do not confuse applause with evidence. I listen, I test, I act. I allow completed work to speak when the time is right. God, give this person wisdom to know when to speak and when to remain silent. Free them from the need to explain sacred decisions. Lead them toward advisors who carry truth with maturity. Protect them from isolation, pride, and unreasonable suspicion. Restore their focus. Strengthen their courage. Help them complete the first honest action without waiting for a crowd. Remind them that their worth does not rise or fall with an outcome. Let peace guide their pace, while facts guide their choices. My child, you do not need to announce what I have asked you to build. Walk with me long enough for the fruit to become its own explanation. Right, I will move in silence and answer with evidence. Let those words mark the end of the old pattern and the beginning of quiet strength. Subscribe for messages about discernment, purpose, and spiritual growth. Stay if you are ready for truth that produces action, not comfort that disappears when the video ends. Close your mouth, open your eyes, protect the instruction. Let your next completed action reveal what words never could.